Hello everyone, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. Pro-Biafra group sues FG. A group, customary governments of the indigenous people of Biafra, has sued the federal government over the struggle to actualize Biafra. Respondents in the case pending before the Federal High Court Enugu include General Yakubu Gowon, retired, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and Attorney General of the Federation. In suit number FHC/EN/CS/103/2019, the Pro-Biafra group wants the court to determine issues relating to self-determination, regional autonomy, roles the respondents played during the Civil War, referendum, among other things. The plaintiff is seeking redress on issues bordering on the enforcement of rights of Biafrans in their pursuit for self-determination, referendum, and rights to establish an autonomous Biafran state within the Nigerian state as practiced by the courts in the United Kingdom. The plaintiff, in a suit filed by Emeka Adolf Emeke Siri on June 20, 2019, is seeking the court's leave and jurisdiction to commence action against the defendants. In an originating summons, the plaintiff is praying the court to determine whether the instruction given to members of the claimants by President Muhammadu Buhari on March 5, 2016, on Al Jazeera television that it should organize themselves and vote to have a state within a state, which the group said it had accepted and complied with by organizing themselves, had created an obligation from which the defendants could no longer withdraw. The group also asked the court to determine whether, notwithstanding and in the absence of directions, instructions, promises, or offers from the defendants, the members of the claimants have the legal and inalienable right to self-determination pursuant to Articles 19 to 25 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement, Act Cap A9 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, Cap 10 LFN 1990, whether by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1963, which took effect on October 1st, 1963, and remained in force until the midnight of September 30th, 1979. The defendants were right to seize and confiscate the assets, properties, money, and all treasures belonging to members of the claimants by promulgating the Abandoned Properties Act of September 28, 1979, while the 1963 Constitution was in force. This was more than 9 years after the war and after the declaration of One Nigeria, while regarding members of the claimants as Nigerian citizens, but depriving them of their properties, money, and assets. And if the answer is in the negative, whether the defendants are still justified to withhold the said money, properties, and assets belonging to members of the claimants, while the defendants were justified to violate the international humanitarian law and the laws of war known as the Geneva Convention 1949, to which the defendants acceded to and ratified on June 20, 1961, by bombing the Biafran civilians, killing them, and using starvation to kill the children, women, and the elderly of the civilian population of the indigenous people of Biafra in the war of 1967 to 1970 in order to win the war. Whether it is lawful for the defendant to acquire a radio license and set up a radio station for the Fulani Esme and pay them, or offer to pay them 100 billion naira without doing the same thing for members of the claimants who are also Nigerian citizens. They said if the answer is in the affirmative, without according to the same favor or privilege to members of the claimants being equal citizens of the same country constitutes a violation of Section 42, 1B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, and therefore unlawful, the statement said. So guys, this is a deep one. This is a deep one. You know, one thing is that when things are going wrong, and maybe at that beginning, and if you don't do much about it, and you think, oh, let us wave it off. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. You know, they will get over it. Oh, no, don't mind them. Oh, we are trying to play politics over it. No matter how long it will take, if at that particular time, if you don't do it with sincerity of heart, no matter how you try to suppress the truth, it might be delayed, but in the long run, it will not be denied. These are the things that have lingered for a very long time, and nobody is doing anything about it. One government after the other, one government after the other, everybody will play politics, everybody will do their own, and at the end of the day, they will leave. But the problem will continue to be there. If you think you just cut it off and you don't uproot it from the ground, no matter how you cut it off, if you don't deal with the problem, or you don't deal with any issue that you think might be giving problem at that particular time, in no time, you know, from generation to generation, the information, the history will be handed over to people, and it will go on and on and on and on and on and that. And at the end of the day, the people who did not even do the right thing at that particular time, they will leave the problem for even the upcoming people. And that is where we see having a lot of problems now. And people will like, oh, this Biafra thing, this civil war thing, a lot of things are just being left undone. A lot of things are being left undone. And at the end of the day, it's continue to generate hatred, continue to generate conflict, it continue to generate all manner of things that will even be distracting any government of the day. Most of these people, I don't even know what they do over there. At the end of the day, if this case is not being handled the way it's also, you will see that some people will just sweep it under the carpet and they will forget it. But at some point again, some other set of people will still bring it up, because nobody will hear history of how their people are being mishandled, are being maltreated. Even if you were not there at that particular time, even if you didn't experience it, because that blood runs in the body of the so-called people from that area. There's that, it's natural that the new people want to fall into it. People were like, oh, these people that are agitating for Biafra now, the people that are agitating this and that, oh, go and ask Ojukwu, go and ask this and that, oh, how they did this and they could not succeed and they had to, you know, forget the whole thing. But like I said, if the little things you are not able to trace, you are not able to trash, and you are not able to coordinate those little things will germinate to bigger things that you never expect. So when people are being pacified, okay, oh, let us come together as one Nigeria, let us do this and that, you guys have to be patient, this and that. But at the end of the day, people don't see that. People just see that you play to the gallery. One government after the other, they do their own bit and they leave and they forget every other thing. Everybody comes there with a selfish interest, with their own selfish agenda. And at the end of the day, they will leave the whole thing and everybody goes their own way. But the problem will still be there and will still be lingering, no matter what, no matter how you try to cover it up. It will still spring up any day, anytime. Like I said, if these things are not being handled, even as is, you know, it has lingered for a very long time, it will just still be there. It can only be quiet for some time, but it will come up. It will come up. And just like what Bishop Mike Okonkwo was talking about, the way and manner that even this present administration handled the issue of Biafra, that now the thing is too late. It has escalated to the extent that you have even promoted them outside Nigeria. You have made them to be known outside Nigeria, and they are so powerful. They are so powerful. They are the set of people in Nigeria now that you know, they have taken their own agitations. They have taken their what is hurting them, what they believe. They've taken it out of Nigeria, and they are moving from places to places. And there, you can't even hold them. You can't even deprive them. You can only do that even in Nigeria, but you can't do that because it has already gone out. Like I said, those are the little things that you ought to have done, because if you have a good mind, Those are the little things that you ought to have done, that it wouldn't have escalated to where it is now, that you can't even handle. And to the extent that they're telling you that your politicians, let them come outside the country, that they will say this, they will get the message. But a lot of them are running scatter now just because of things that they were ought to have done at the initial stage. So guys, that is just my own opinion. I would like to hear from you. What this pro Biafra group saying they are suing the federal government, and you have seen the people that they are really mentioned in the suit file. Please leave your comments below in the comment section, and let's hear your own take on this matter. Thank you very much. Bye.